Think about the vastness of space, billions of galaxies, each with billions of stars. Now consider this, your brain has even more connections than that. It's a universe of its own, capable of storing incredible amounts of information. We often take our memories for granted. We remember faces, places, and facts without even realizing the complex processes happening in our heads. But what if we could unlock the full potential of our minds? Imagine being able to learn new languages effortlessly or remember every historical date with ease. This isn't science fiction, it's within your reach. By understanding how memory works and using effective techniques, you can dramatically improve your ability to learn and recall information. Get ready to explore the cosmos of your mind. Our brains are constantly bombarded with information. To manage this influx, our brains have developed a system for sorting and storing memories. Think of it like a library. Short-term memory is like the library's lobby. It holds information temporarily, but only a small amount. Long-term memory is like the vast stacks of books. It has a much larger capacity and stores information for extended periods. The key to memorizing anything quickly is to move information from the lobby to the stacks, from short-term to long-term memory. How do we do this? By making information meaningful and engaging our brains actively in the learning process. Think of it this way. Imagine trying to remember a random string of numbers versus a story about a memorable experience. The story, with its vivid details and emotional connections, is more likely to stick with you. That's the power of engaging your brain. One of the most powerful tools for boosting memory is using mnemonics. Mnemonics are techniques that help you remember information by associating it with something easier to recall. They're like shortcuts for your brain. One common mnemonic is using acronyms. Take the order of the planets, for example. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Remember the acronym, "My very educated mother just served us noodles," and you'll have the order down pat. Another effective mnemonic is visualization. Let's say you need to remember to buy milk, bread, and eggs from the store. Picture a giant loaf of bread wearing a milk carton hat and carrying a basket full of eggs. This silly image will help you recall the items on your list. Mnemonics might seem silly, but they work by tapping into your brain's natural ability to remember images and associations. Experiment with different mnemonics to find what works best for you. Section 4. Pictures worth 1,000 facts. We've already touched on the power of visualization, but let's delve a little deeper. Our brains are wired to process images more easily than text. In fact, researchers estimate that we process visuals 60,000 times faster than text. When you need to remember information, try turning it into a mental picture. Don't just read about the water cycle. Imagine the sun's rays evaporating water from a lake, forming clouds, and then raining back down. The more vivid and detailed the image, the easier it will be to recall. This technique is especially helpful for learning new vocabulary words. Instead of just memorizing the definition, create a mental picture that connects the word to its meaning. For example, if you're learning the word ephemeral, picture a beautiful butterfly that lives for only a short time. Remember, our brains are constantly searching for patterns and connections. By creating visual associations, you're giving your brain the tools it needs to store and retrieve information effectively. Section 5. Journey through time-spaced repetition. Imagine studying for a test the night before and cramming as much information as possible. You might feel confident on test day, but chances are you'll forget most of what you learned soon after. That's because cramming only leads to short-term retention. To truly embed information in your long-term memory, you need to space out your learning over time. This is where spaced repetition comes in. Spaced repetition involves reviewing information at increasing intervals. For example, you might review new material after 1 day, then 3 days, then a week, then 2 weeks, and so on. This gradual spacing helps reinforce the neural pathways associated with the information, making it more likely to stick. Think of it like exercising a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. The same principle applies to your memory. By repeatedly recalling information, you're strengthening the connections in your brain, making the information easier to access in the future. Section 6. Keep exploring. Congratulations! You've just embarked on a journey to unlock the incredible potential of your memory. By understanding how your brain learns and using effective techniques like mnemonics, visualization, and spaced repetition, you can dramatically improve your ability to remember anything you set your mind to. Remember, learning is a lifelong adventure. Don't be afraid to experiment with different techniques and find what works best for you. The more you challenge your brain and engage in active learning, the more you'll unlock the wonders of your own mind. Now go out there and explore the universe of knowledge, knowing that you have the power to remember it all. And hey, while you're at it, why not like and subscribe to keep those brain cells firing?